It's Nique and I'm back with another video. So today we're going to be talking about my weight loss journey, what led up to me wanting to lose weight. It's kind of like a story time, like a quick story time, a quick summary of like my life, like what's been going on in my life that led up to me wanting to lose weight, where I'm at now, what's going on, how much weight I lost. I'm going to have in here with pictures, videos, everything so y'all can get like the full scope of me. Okay, so it's kind of like a get to know me. Y'all kind of getting to know my past, my background, what made me want to lose weight. We're gonna get started. So I'm gonna start with like growing up. So growing up, like I always been overweight or obese for the actual term. I've always been obese or morbidly obese actually. I still have my same doctor. So like going through my pediatrician and everything, I remember when she told me one time, I believe I was in middle school, and she was like, you've never been like this overweight. Like, have you been overweight? Always, yes, but you've never been this extremely overweight. And when she told me that, like I probably was in, I want to say probably like the 8th grade. I was in like the 8th grade, and she told me like, you've never been this overweight. Like, you've never been this overweight. I'm going to need you to eat more vegetables, eat more fruit. I'm going to need you to exercise more, da da da. So me being like, what, 13, I'm sitting up here like, bro, my mother does not buy me snacks. Like, my house does not have snacks. Like, we're not buying snacks. Like, I'm not thriving off of snacks. I'm not getting weight from snacks. You telling me not to eat snacks ain't doing nothing for me. Like, you saying not to eat snacks and I'm not sitting here smashing bags of chips and stuff when I'm at home. What are you talking about? I eat meals. Like, what? I gained this weight from meals. But yes, I'm like, what are you like? I ain't said it to her, but when we were on the car ride home, I would always look at my dad and be like, girl, this is cornbread fed. This is chicken and rice. You all like snacks. No crispy skin. She was telling me no crispy skin. No pizza. If you want pizza, eat 1 slice, eat 2 slices. And I'll be like, okay. But 8th grade, I'm gonna insert a picture of me in like 8th grade. I may do like a little slideshow because 8th grade. So like this is when, you know, 8th grade is when people like they start getting like racial hormones and stuff like that, and like I'm thick as shit. Like maybe not thick, you know, I was on like the chubbier side, but I got a big butt, I got boobies. So it's like I feel attractive, I feel pretty, I feel needed. And then at the same time, like my family situation is pretty good. I live with my mom, my dad, and my sisters growing up. So I didn't really have like a bad family situation, quote unquote. I didn't really have a bad family situation. But I mean, I may get into more details in another video, but I did feel like the need for verification, or I needed to feel like I liked hearing like, oh yeah, like you pretty, like I liked hearing that. You know, so me going to the doctor and you telling me I'm morbidly obese versus somebody telling me, girl, you're gorgeous. I'm gonna go when I'm gorgeous, and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Okay, like it is what it is. And aside from that, I didn't have any comorbidities. I think that's what they're called. I didn't have high blood pressure. I didn't have diabetes. I didn't have anything that would make my body, or what I assumed, I didn't have anything that would be like interfering with like the health of my body, in all honesty. Like, and I didn't understand it prior to me losing weight. I didn't really understand it, and I'm just like, I don't have any comorbidities. I don't have high blood pressure. I'm very healthy. So like, you trying to tell me what I'm doing is not okay, like, because I'm not doing that. And that's another thing. I feel like pediatricians and everything like that, we need more people that may have been overweight to talk to people who are overweight. It's no reason why I should have some stick figure coming up to me telling me what I'm doing when they don't understand how it works. Like, I'm not gaining weight from just eating chips and eating snacks and eating fried foods every day. I don't do that. That's not my diet. You know, and trying to explain that to somebody who hasn't been overweight, they don't understand that. You know, I may be eating healthily, but I may be eating larger portions. So it could be a thing of portion control. Not really always what you're eating. And people, a lot of doctors, I would say, that I've been to at least, they don't really know how obesity works, or how having an eating addiction works, or how supplementing your emotions with food works. You know, a lot of people don't know how that works, and I feel like that is needed in the healthcare system now. That's something that's not focused on, and it should definitely be. I would say for me growing up with my pediatrician, she was very mentally draining. I would hate going to the doctor. I didn't want to go to the doctor because it's like every time I go, you're saying negative stuff. You know, you're not actually trying to help me. You're just trying to like turn me down, or that's what it felt like. It felt like anytime I would try to go to the doctor for any issue I would have, if I would have asthma problems, if I would have breathing problems, it would always be related to my weight, which is not the case. Like, you know, it's like you don't understand what's actually going on because they try to blame everything on weight. Children need doctors that understand them. If you don't have a doctor that understands you, then like mental health is a thing, and mental health should be important in the healthcare community. It's not just about taking care of your body, it's also taking care of your mind. And I feel like having somebody beat up on you, telling you that you're overweight because of this, and not actually listening to the legitimate reason why you're overweight is a problem. As a child, it makes you feel like you're not being listened to. People don't understand what you're saying, you know, and that's not okay. That's not okay, and it shouldn't be tolerated in the healthcare community. And I'm not gonna blame her for me getting more weight, because listen, you tell me that I'm doing something that I'm not doing, it makes me want to do it. So like, you telling me like this is a bad mindset, don't do this. And yeah, don't do this. And I don't want to be dragged in the comments like, oh boy, if you already knew what was gonna happen, then why would you shut up. I'm better now. But back to what I was saying. If you tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it. Especially 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old Monique. If you're telling me don't eat that crispy skin, you're eating crispy skin and pizza, and I'm not doing that. But since you think I am, I will. So then I turned around and I just started eating. And then now that I'm older, I look back at it, I know that I am an emotional eater. I am a stress eater. I am the biggest emotional eater that I know year to date. If I am upset about something, if I'm happy about something, if I get a promotion, if I get a new job, if I move, if I get a good grade on a test, I will reward myself with food. That's just what would happen. I would reward myself with food, and I would just be happy. So if I'm sad because I go into the doctor's office and she's just belittling me, not listening to me, and just not taking into consideration my feelings, at least be like, dang, like, you've gained a lot of weight, let's go ahead and nip this in the bud now by doing this. You know, versus blaming me and telling me that I'm not doing this. Another addition to my background, my mom had gastric bypass when I was probably like 5 or 6. My mom had gastric bypass surgery. So my mom did not allow us to eat a lot of things. My mom did not introduce us to a lot of foods. My family, like, we just don't eat certain stuff. She's not going to sit up here and have bags of chips in the house tempting her to eat them. She's not going to sit up here and buy tons of Fruity Pebbles and all this stuff that's going to tempt her to eat them. Like, what? Let me continue the story. So, yeah, my doctor was very emotionally draining on me. Yeah, it just hurt my feelings a lot. As a parent, if I see that happening to my child, we're not going. We're switching doctors. Okay. So that was middle school. So middle school, I became aware of like my weight. I never really was bullied for my weight. Like, I never really was bullied. Like, people would say like little slick stuff, but one, it didn't faze me because I knew I was beautiful. Like, I knew I'm gorgeous. Like, I can always lose weight. You can't stop being ugly. You know, it's 2 different fields. Not a problem at all. And if you want to go back and forth about it, I will. I don't have a problem with that. I'm the youngest of my siblings at that, and then my father was a class clown. Like, so I'm already getting joked when I'm at home. So if you want to say something, we can go, because best believe I got tons of stuff riled up to tell you about you. Okay, this is good to add in there. So growing up, my dad owns a basketball organization. You know, I played basketball growing up. So me playing basketball growing up, I definitely would have to run. Like, I would have to do this stuff. So like I played basketball growing up. And when I was younger, I definitely was like, dang, like, why I'm not as fast as them? Like, I'm not as fast as them. I can't run as fast as them. But you know, I'm young, so I'm just like, okay, I'm not as fast as them. I'm a sinner because they thought I was gonna be tall. They because I got big old feet, but I'm not tall. I kept off at 5'3". They thought I was gonna be tall. I was not tall. I was a sinner. So I'm like, okay, like, sinners is not fast for real. Like, and growing up, watching Dirk Nowitzki and whatnot. Dirk Nowitzki was my favorite player, first of all, because me and my dad would be playing 2K on the PlayStation 2, and I would be busting him up with the Dallas Mavericks because they was the horses, and Dirk Nowitzki was my man. I knew I wasn't like Stackhouse because I wasn't playing Stackhouse size. I wasn't Terry size, but I was Dirk size, and Dirk was not fast. So it's like, if Dirk is not fast, and we're playing like the same position, we're moving around, I can definitely shoot. Dirk was my favorite player growing up. So it's like, it really didn't faze me that I wasn't fast, honestly. And then I started getting faster. So yeah, but I did know, like, you know, like, I'm a little bit bigger than other people. Like, I'm a little bit bigger than other kids, you know. So really didn't faze me, because I would go home and I would talk to my mommy, and my mommy would tell me that I'm pretty. Like, you're a pretty girl, you know, let's go ahead and do your hair. Okay, mommy. You know, I do my hair, I go to school, I be feeling cute. I thought I was the hottest thing walking since I came out. Insert picture. I should insert a picture right here though, like, for real. But I thought I was the hottest thing walking since I came out. So it's like, wait, you're not telling me. And finally I got to high school. So I got to high school. Mind you guys, my sister Kayla is 4 years older than me. Shout out to Kayla. And shout out to Bean. Kayla, my older sister Kayla, she's 4 years older than me. And we went to the same high school. So Kayla was on the basketball team. Kayla was a cheerleader. I'm gonna insert a picture of my sister. She was a bad bitch. I didn't go to school with Kayla, so like I can't really say if she was popular, but I know me growing up, I always looked up to my big sisters. Like, you know, I always looked up to them for different things. So it's like, dang, like, Kayla is really popping. Like, you know, she a cheerleader, da da da. She could do a lot of stuff I couldn't do. Kayla was way smaller than me. Kayla always has been smaller than me. So I brushed that on the right too. Like, okay, like, you do cheerleading and doing all this stuff, you know, you got a lot of attention and stuff like that. So then when I was coming into high school, I feel like people kind of expected me to be more like Kayla, and I'm not like Kayla. So I'm gonna insert a picture of me in high school. So people kind of expected me and Kayla to kind of be on like the same path, or like me to be the same person as Kayla, and we're not. We're completely different. We're not this. I'm not gonna say we're not the same at all, but we're different people. And so the upperclassmen, the 12th graders and stuff, when I would come in the 9th grade, you know, like, she had friends that was in 11th grade, so like they kind of took me under their wing for real, and we'd be chilling and everything like that while I was with my friends as well. So, you know, again, I didn't feel no type of pressure, no nothing. That was still around the same weight in 8th grade. I probably had gained probably about 20 pounds from 8th grade going into 9th grade. I probably gained about 20 to 25 pounds, I want to say. In 9th grade, I remember being around 225. I was around 225 pounds in 9th grade, which, looking back at it, is a pretty decent weight. I didn't have a problem with that weight. But because I didn't have a problem with that weight, I figured my body wasn't going to let me get any bigger than that. So I didn't have an issue with being 220 pounds. I actually thought I looked good, like good as shit. So I didn't have a problem with that. I did want to tone up a little bit. I probably wanted to lose like 10 pounds, get down to 210 or even 200. So I did set my goal weight for like 200 pounds, and that's when I first started dabbling in trying to lose weight. So in 9th grade, I went ahead and joined our basketball team at my high school. Fast forward, I had a very, very, very traumatic experience happen to me. And it kind of, you know, it kind of took a toll on me for real. So it took a really big toll on me, and it took a toll on like my energy. It took a toll on my vibe. It took a toll on me as a person, honestly. So it definitely changed me. It definitely changed my mindset about a lot of things. And because that happened, you know, it like it encouraged me not to better myself. You know, it encouraged me to stop doing stuff to better myself. So I went ahead and I stopped playing basketball. I quit the team. And along with me quitting the team, I started developing like bad habits. So mind you guys, I'm like I am a stress eater. I am an emotional eater. So when it happened, it just forced me into a very, very, very deep, dark tunnel that like I just couldn't get out. You know, and I've never been that low in my life that I was in ninth grade. You know, and I definitely would be looking for validation still, but I definitely, I don't even know how to explain it. It took just a huge toll on me and my mental health that I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I just was like, I was in a pit. I was in a pit, literally. Like, I was in a pit. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel pretty. I couldn't do a lot of things that I could do. And then aside from me actually like trying to dig myself out of the pit, trying to dig myself out of everything I was going through, my parents like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? You know, picking and prowling. And then I go and I tell them everything that had happened. I don't really know. So I go and I tell them like everything that had happened. And I was raped in ninth grade. I was raped in ninth grade by somebody I didn't even really expect that from, honestly. So be it that I was raped in ninth grade, I went to tell my parents about it, and it was just like the way that they handled the situation. I feel like I didn't want to press charges against the person. So during that time, I just felt like a black sheep. My parents, I didn't feel like my parents believed me, honestly. I didn't feel like they believed me because I didn't want to press charges. I just didn't feel like it. So it pushed me into just a depression. It pushed me into just the furthest depression I've ever been in. And that's something that I'm not really like scared to talk about, is depression. Depression is something that should be addressed. Depression is something that everybody can go through, and we gotta find ways to get out of it. You know, and being depressed is one of the hardest things to go through. And I hate seeing people like that. Like, I honestly, I hate, if I see somebody like that I know personally start like drifting away or getting sad or doing things that they don't normally do, I always ask questions, and I always make it a point, because you never know when somebody's last straw could be their last straw. You really never know when somebody's their last conversation could be their last conversation with you. Like, you never know. Like, so I don't take that lightly. I don't take rape lightly. That's not something that I joke or play around with. It's not okay. It's not okay at all. Ninth grade was like just a big turning stone for me. Ninth grade, I actually lost a lot of my friends. I lost a lot of my friends that I did have. My best friend was at another school, so it's like she was there when she could be there, and she would come up to my school and stuff like that. So, you know, my best friend that's my best friend. And I never told her about what happened. In all honesty, y'all getting the real spill right now. Like, I never told my best friend what happened because, I don't know, my best friend, we're both Capricorns, and I know that we take on other people's issues as if they're ours. And that's not nothing. Again, I don't wish that on nobody. So if I have to go through that alone, then I'm going to go through it alone, and I'm going to spare the people around me. You know, and that may sound crazy, but that's just how I feel about it. If I can hold on to my pain and my hurt, but you're happy, you know, if my friends around me, my parents, my family around me, they're in good spirits while I'm down, it really, that sacrifice really I never questioned it. Like, I never questioned, should I put my happiness to the side so everybody else can be happy? You know, and that's another thing that I'm learning as I'm growing up is that, you know, you have to put you first sometimes. You have to put your happiness first sometimes. You have to love yourself more than you love anything. Not God, you gotta love God more. But you have to love yourself more than you love putting other people before yourself. You know, you're you. At the end of the day, when you go to bed, you're by yourself. Even if you're laying next to somebody, you're in your own thoughts. It's you. So it's like, you have to learn to put yourself first. You know, and that's something that I had to stress to myself more and more and more, because it's necessary to know. Put yourself first. Don't put yourself second. Don't put yourself last. Don't worry about how it's going to make someone else feel. Put yourself first. You come before anything else. So don't forget that. And I hope y'all take notes right there. Do not forget to put yourself first. You come before everybody. You come before anything. If you have children, you don't put your children up there. But you come before everything. And every time, every second, any question, put yourself first. Okay. So yeah, so that led me into a deeper depression. And yeah, that was not great. I was just bad. I was bad. I went into 9th grade and I don't have them same friends. And it's crazy because, you know, when you get to high school, they be like, oh yeah, you see people with true colors. You really do. You really do. You genuinely do. So yeah, that's what happened in 9th grade. And that turned everything around. So I'm going to insert a picture of me in 9th grade. And I'm going to insert a picture of me in 12th grade. So, within those years, a lot of stuff happened as well. So, within those years, a lot of things that happened. I got my first boyfriend, but by this time, I had gained so much weight. I had gained, honestly, if I went into, let's say I went into high school at about, yeah, like 220, I probably gained a total of like 70 pounds, almost 70 pounds. If I went in at 220, I definitely, the lowest weight I was in 9th grade was 210 pounds. And I remember that was a week before I quit the basketball team. I was like 210 or 209 pounds, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm like 9 pounds away from being in the ones. I've never seen a 1 on the scale. I promise you guys, I've never seen a 1 on the scale. Never, ever, ever. And I was just like, okay, you know, give me another week. And I was going hard in practice. It was just so much. It was so much, like, it was so much good stuff looking up. It was so much stuff looking up for me. And I was getting better. I was losing weight. I went to the doctor. And she was like, oh my gosh, you're losing weight. Get you up. And then I just fell into that depression. And it literally ruined me. There's nothing else I can say. Like, when I fell into the depression, it ruined me. It destroyed my body. It destroyed my mental health. It messed up everything. And again, I really don't wish that on nobody. If I need somebody to talk to, I'm always there to talk to about it. But let me keep going with the story. So, come 12th grade, I am capped off at probably 260. I want to say like 260. Probably was what I was at like 12th grade. I was at like 260 pounds or 200 and yeah, 260. By the time I graduated and went to Morgan for their summer program, which was literally like right after high school graduation, I went to Morgan, and at that time I was 280. I was 286 pounds going into Morgan. I was 286 pounds. Y'all heard me right. I was 286 pounds. So my freshman year of Morgan was 2019 to 2020. And I was 286 pounds. And I knew, like, then like at that time, I was on my last straw. I was on my last straw. I was 286 pounds, and when I went to campus, I was very nervous. I was very, very nervous. Because I always knew I was beautiful. Never questioned it. But at that moment, you know, I was getting out of my depression. So I was getting out of my depression. I didn't think I was ugly, but my weight became an issue for me. It became a concern for me. I would be tired doing small things. I would be tired walking around campus. I would be sweating a lot. My asthma flared up so badly on campus where I was coughing. That was crazy. That was literally crazy. And like my health, not like asthma is like, I've never had asthma. I've never had asthma. Like never, ever, ever. I never had a problem with my breathing. And I'm just like, yo, are you serious? Like walking around this campus, it's hot. I have asthma. Just a bunch of things just going on through my mind. And then when you go to campus, you just see so many beautiful people. Like you see so many beautiful people, and it's just like, dang, like why don't I get that attention? Like why don't I feel as beautiful? Like why don't I get that validation that I need? It started making me question myself. Like, am I not pretty? Am I too big? Like, I would get ready in the morning, I would come down, I would just be like, I would feel pretty. People would look at me and say I'm pretty, but am I really pretty? I always had it in the back of my mind. My friends always validated me. Every morning, I would come down, they'd be like, dang, girl, like I look good. So, you know, I always got validated from my friends and everything, but it was always just something in the back of my mind, like, do better. You're not at your fullest potential right now. Do better. And it's just like, dang, what am I gonna do? We're almost at the end. Just talking about what leads up to me deciding I need to really change my life. So I remember back in high school when I was in 11th grade, so back when I was like 17, I definitely was 17 because I remember being 17. I was like, I'm a year from being 18. So I'm 17 years old, and I'm just sitting here, and I just start looking up all these weight loss videos, and I'm just like, what should I do? Like, what do I do? And I'm watching all of these weight loss videos. I'm gonna get the exact video I watched, but it was for vertical sleeve gastrectomy. So a vertical sleeve gastrectomy, or VSG, is when they cut your stomach in half, literally like in half, maybe not in half, like quarter it. And I watched this video of this girl, and she was like 17, and she was like, I got VSG. Like, she was just explaining everything on what to do, how to go through it, everything. So I bring up the idea to my mom. Mind you, I'm 17. So I bring up the idea to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, like I'm just overweight right now. So this is a new surgery that they have. Because mind you, my mom has a gastric bypass. So a gastric bypass is when they take your, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me in the comments if I am incorrect. But if I'm not mistaken, a gastric bypass, they take your stomach and your intestines and they move it to reroute the food. For just common knowledge, they just move it to reroute the food. I didn't want that. With gastric bypass, you lose about 80% of your excess fat. 80 to 90, I'm pretty sure 80, maybe 80 to 90% of your excess weight. With gastric sleeve, I think it is 60 to 70 or 50 to 70, if I'm not mistaken. Mind y'all, I'm like a year off. But it's like 50 to 70% of your excess body weight that will be lost. So it's not like your actual body weight. So like if you weigh 220 pounds, you're not going to lose 50% of that and be 110 pounds. You're going to lose 50% of your excess body weight. So 220 pounds, 50% of your excess body weight, you probably have about 50 pounds of excess body weight. So if you have 50 pounds of excess body weight, you'll probably lose about 40 pounds. Okay? Just for common knowledge. So I'm like, Mommy, like, I feel like I should get like gastric sleeve, you know, I should get a sleeve. So my mom is very supportive. She was like, okay, like, you know, let's look into it. and everything like that. So I also bring it up to my dad. So we're sitting at dinner one night at Granny's, and I was just having one of my days where I just was down. I was not feeling good, and I'm just like, I gotta do something. Like, this fried chicken and mac and cheese tastes good right now, but I gotta do something later. So I'm just sitting up here like, I gotta do something, y'all. Like, I gotta do something. So, and I bring it up, and then like, my parents are definitely top 10. They're very supportive people. You know, other than previous stuff, they was riding out for me though. They're supportive in like my decision making. You know, they are just supportive in my decision making. They're supportive in what I want to do. If it's to better myself, they're 100% going to be like, go get it. You know, that's what you need to do. Go get it. I started looking into it. I go back to school. Mind you guys, I'm in like 11th grade. One of my best friends at the time, I'm not gonna say her name because my homegirl be shy, but one of my best friends at the time, we did everything together. Like, that was my best friend at the time. Like, you know, you can have multiple best friends. Don't discredit Bethany. We were really close. And I would tell her like everything, honestly. So I didn't feel uncomfortable about telling her that I wanted to get the sleeve. So, and she was also overweight. She was less overweight than, I don't know. She weighed less than me. And she was taller than me. So like, her weight carried differently. I told her, like, you know, like, I want to get a sleeve. And I just remember her being like, no, like, why would you do that? Like, don't do that. Da, 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 da. And I just was like, And I shut down. Because I was just thinking, like, okay, like, so if I do get this, my parents are saying, yes, go ahead. But my peers may look at me differently because, you know, I'm 20. I mean, at the time I was 17, which it does sound crazy. Like, I'm 17 years old when I sleep. That is kind of wild. So, I didn't care though. So fast forward, I go and I start attending the meetings. You have to attend one meeting, but I went to multiple meetings. Just because I wanted to get to know who would be performing my surgery if I was to get it. So I went to multiple meetings and conferences and everything just so I can understand more. They went through like every surgery on what to do. And yeah, I liked it. And I would ask questions, I would participate in everything. And then I personally asked her after the class, and I went with my mom to the class, and I asked her after the class, the doctor, I was like, would you perform surgery on me? I'm 17 years old. And she was like, no, I would not. No. Back when we were 18. And I was just like, okie dokie, artichoke. So, after that, I get to 12th grade. I go to prom. I'm doing all this stuff. I finish off. I go to CASA at Morgan. And then around that time, it's a lot of things going on when I do get to Morgan. So at this time, I'm 18. I'm at Morgan, and it's just a lot going on. We're selling our house that I grew up in. I lived in there forever. We're selling the house. And I'm in college. I have to move into college, move out to college. You know, it's just a lot of stuff going on. And then at that time as well, my sister just had gave birth to my beautiful niece, Raya. It was a lot of things going on at that time. So I was definitely stressed out. Fast forward, we get down to November. I start my job at Best Buy, and I start my fall semester at Morgan. And it was cool. I didn't really participate in much again because I was going through like a whole lot of like insecure feelings. You know, I didn't really know where I was at mentally. I know I still felt cute. But you know, in the back of your mind, you know, you always have like little things, like little insecurities and everything. So I definitely was feeling more insecure. So yeah, fast forward, I'm like, my daddy, I'm 18, I'm gonna go ahead and look into it again. So I go and I'm looking into the surgery, and I set up everything. I set up my first appointment to meet with my doctor. I get into there, she takes my weight, and I am inserts pictures because I took pictures of everything. She takes my weight, and at that moment, I think I had already started trying to lose weight because I'm like, I'm going to be so embarrassed when I step on this scale. I'm going to be so embarrassed when I step on this scale. So I already started trying to lose weight. I started changing my diet and eating better. So then when I went, my highest weight, recorded weight at my doctor's was 278. Mind you guys, I already had lost weight, so I really don't know my real highest weight, but I know it was in the 280s. That was when I was entering CASA. That was the last time I took my weight, and I was just like, I know when I step on the scale, I'm gonna be so embarrassed, and it was like 278. And then she takes me to the back. They take my information, and you know, we just talk about what we need to do. I'm gonna make a separate video of like what you need to do to get VSG. I had VSG March 2nd of 2020. The process that I took was 3 months long. But during those 3 months, y'all, when I say I dedicated myself to losing weight and eating better, I did. And prior to surgery, I lost 20 pounds. Before I got surgery, I was literally just thinking like, do I need to do this? Like, do I have to do this? Because my dietitian would go through diets that he wanted me to follow, you know, new meal plans and everything like that he wanted me to do, which is why I share that stuff with you guys. That's why I do my videos, and that's why I do everything like that, because you can definitely lose weight naturally, and I am 100% in support of people losing weight naturally. If I knew how criticized weight loss surgery was in the fitness community, then I would have went a different route, because I do not regret getting surgery at all. But the only reason I'm going this route now, like explaining what I did and everything, is because it's so frowned upon. And when I realized it was so frowned upon, it was like, what? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it is kind of crazy. Kudos to the people who do lose weight naturally. It is possible. Yeah, it's definitely possible. And when I was literally when I was about to go back, I was just thinking, like, do I really want to do this? Do I seriously want to do this? Because I've lost this weight naturally already. And I'm starting to feel better. You know, I started going to the gym, so I started swapping out my bad eating habits for the gym. If I was upset, I would go to the gym. If I was mad, I would go to the gym. If I was happy, I would go to the gym. The gym became literally my second home. Like, and when I say that, I put that on everything. The gym saved me. The gym saved me. Just mentally and emotionally, the gym was there for me always. You know, so it was like, yeah, like, do I need to do this? Like, I can definitely put in the work and do it myself. I already was done with the process, so I'm like, I already put in these 3 months. You know, let me go ahead and do what I think is best. So, yeah, so Corona hit and everything, and yeah, I was at home. I recorded videos. I didn't really know how I was going to do my journey. I didn't know if I wanted to make it public. This is something that is very private to me. So I didn't tell my close friends. So if my close friends watching this, y'all know now. I didn't tell my close friends, because it was something that was private to me as well. I don't know. I just didn't really feel the need to. And then I started following other people that had VSG, watching other people with videos on VSG, and I was just like, nobody is 20 years old. Nobody is my age. How am I gonna look? How is this gonna affect me? Nobody was my age. Nobody had videos up. Nobody had information. Nobody had anything that would personally assist me with making my final decision. So I'm gonna be that girl. I mean, it's nothing else like that I can do or change, you know. So I'm gonna be that girl that makes the blueprint for younger people getting the surgery, that's adamant for younger people to get the surgery. I feel like that joint has changed my life immensely. Did I have any other surgeries other than weight loss surgery? No. I'm 20 years old. Weight loss surgery is covered by insurance. I cannot get a BBL. I cannot get my boobs done. I couldn't get a breast reduction because I didn't think of it prior to me getting surgery. So they just shrunk. For everybody who asked, they literally just shrunk down like to nothing. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with it now. So I am now currently, it is, what month are we in? We're in August, so school starts in 2 weeks. So I'm 1 year and 5 months out. I lost a total of about 135 pounds. I'm pretty happy with myself. The next time when I talk about like when I fully go into like surgery details and surgery informations, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my body, what I'm working with. Yeah, so I had weight loss surgery because it's been a total game changer. I really can't say too much. I don't really know how to end this video, but yeah, aside from me having weight loss surgery, I also have been able to maintain a healthy diet, maintain a healthy lifestyle. So I kind of wanted to have a steady weight prior to me making a video. My weight has been 153 for the longest, so I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be my weight. I haven't been eating the best or working out as much as I should, so I'm pretty sure I can get lower than this. But I'm very, very comfortable at 153 pounds or 150 pounds. I'll definitely fluctuate between 150 and 155. Very comfortable at my weight. I really don't want to get any smaller. But yeah, if you guys want more videos like on weight loss surgery, I'm still going to do my fitness videos and everything, because it is very important that even if you get weight loss surgery, that you go ahead and you still work out, diet, and you exercise. Diet, workout, and exercise is the same thing, but you have to make sure that you still take care of your body and your person, because if you do not, you will have a lot of loose skin. Not only will you have a lot of loose skin, but you can have other complications that you don't want. So definitely be on the lookout for those videos. Comment down below for whatever else you guys want to see, and I'm happy that you guys were able to tune in to get to know me and what I did on my weight loss journey and what encouraged me to go on my weight loss journey. I know this video is a little bit lengthy, which is why I'm gonna make another video about weight loss surgery and everything like that. So I thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in the next video.